Welcome to the Horror Friendly Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Horror Friendly Podcast. We are doing something a little different for the next, month or so. We have decided again to come back from last year and cover a handful of the films that are being premiered at FrightFest this year, the 2025 FrightFest. And this time I have Chantal joining me for the event. So we're really excited and I hope you enjoy the episode.
Well, are you ready for our next film?
I was born ready.
So, directed by William Bagley and also written by William Bagley and Scott Hawkins, we are now covering Hold the Fort. After moving to the suburbs, a young couple find themselves trapped in an epic battle between their new HOA and an onslaught of monsters from hell.
Ooh.
Katie, what were your thoughts on this one?
I really liked this one. I'm just referring to my notes because I watched it some time ago. But I felt like this was this year's Members Club. Kind of like very similar humor. The kind of idea around it was very like fun and very silly. I had a really good time with this film. I liked how it kind of got straight into it. I really enjoyed that there wasn't a lot of fucking about, which with this kind of film, I think is quite fun because you don't need a lot of backstory. You just kind of need to get into it. But yeah, I thought this was one of the stronger films of this year. But yeah, what about you?
No, I definitely agree with you there. I literally wrote down fun, lighthearted, unserious horror. It's funny though, because when it starts and there's like people, trying to buy the house, and then it's the young couple moving, and they keep talking about HOAs. Like that's not something we've really got in England. Like I don't know anyone anyone that has a HOA. I think is there gated communities probably in the really rich areas.
Yeah, probably.
But even though I don't think they have HOAs, so to me, I was like, oh, is this just going to be like, the struggle of that? And
like, can we relate?
I was like, am I going to miss so much of this? Like, I've read horror stories online, but I was like, I just don't think I'm going to get half these problems. And then it just went a whole other way. And I was like, fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't read up much about this film before watching it. Like I tried to go in blind as much as possible when we cover Fright Fest because I just think you enjoy it more that way. But yeah, I just didn't know where this was going to go. Like I feel like some films are quite predictable and you kind of know the path they're going to go down. But this one just was kind of full of surprises and so random and just full of like it was a lot more funnier than I thought it would be. It was packed with a lot of like funny, cheesy one-liners, and I felt like the writers were very self-aware, like they knew what they wanted to make. Like it was very much like this is like a joke, but it's good as well.
There was one or two parts, and I was like, I feel like the cast and crew could have just come up with that on the day. Like, not because it was like, oh, a last minute thrown in, but because you kind of got the vibe they were having fun.
Yeah.
And you could kind of imagine someone being like, if we did that, wouldn't it be hilarious? So I could be completely wrong. It may have all come from the script, but there was a few bits, and I was like, wouldn't surprise me if that was them fucking around and just having a laugh, because that's the vibe the film gives.
Yeah,
like it feels that fun.
Yeah, like oh, what if I just did this, or what if I fell over or something? Like
let's just improv and see what happens. And it wouldn't surprise me if there was things like that added to it. I also I love the opening. It did I forgot the word, where there was like really happy music, or like light-hearted music, but there was a few things out of place. And I really liked that, like when they do that juxtaposition. So like straight in, it was like, oh, something's not as it seems. And I was like, cool, like you say, straight into this, let's do it.
It was very like Stepford Wivesy, Desperate Housewives kind of vibe. Like everything was it's kind of similar to I don't know what I was about to reference, maybe a film that we haven't spoken about yet, so ignore that. But very colorful amongst a lot of kind of like you don't really know what's going on. Like me and you have referred to like the substance and things before, where everything's quite the palette is quite colorful, but they're actually dealing with really dark things. And I feel like this had a bit of that as well. Like, yeah.
I did also put down, I was like, there's a lot of reference to other horrors and characters and like creatures. But then it was funny because, as you say, that there was really funny one-liners and cheesy puns, but the reaction from the other characters was valid. It wasn't just like letting it go. It was actually like they were all playing with it. It was great. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good, really great. Because all I saw was the poster of like him being on his shoulders. And I was just like, well, where does this fit into it? Like, what is this? Who is this guy? And obviously you find out everything when you watch it. But again, like my advice to like you guys would be to just go in blind if and when you do see it, because know as little about it as possible. Like kind of like Members Club. Like
But to be fair, it was the shoulders bit where I was like, again, actually, to be fair, it's not such a spoiler because actually, when I was trying to make a poster, that's the image that kept coming up. So it's like, okay, it's not a spoiler. But you could almost see that being like on the day, being like, wouldn't it be funny if I got on his shoulders? Like, and again, that could have been planned from like day one.
yeah.
I love the idea it was, but I also love the idea that could have literally been them fucking around.
Yeah, I really hope it was that. And also like there was some genuine like touching moments in there. Like there's a lot of character development. Like you get a lot of you feel like you sort of grow closer to the main character, Lucas. I feel like he grows a lot in the film. And that's quite fun. I mean, they're not like dislikable characters. I felt like I was kind of invested in all of them, which again, I know this season we've had a bit of a struggle with kind of having that emotional connection to these characters. Whereas this film, I felt like it was quite easy to like them all.
Yes. I did write down they're an odd couple, but I think
Yeah.
they're one of those like opposites attract.
Yeah.
But it was very fun, like as soon as they get to like the HOA party as well. But like that was the nice thing, like the girlfriend, I forgot her name. Not Jenny.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah,
come
it's
to me in a
lost me
minute.
as well.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a second. But like when she met the like older neighbor, and then immediately she was whisked away and they were drinking and bonding, and that was really nice. It was like, okay, so she's kind of come across as like the grumpy one till this point. He's the fun one. And it's like, it's not, she's just been tricked into signing on with the HOA and she's not happy about it. Valid. So it's just like it was really nice to see her coming out of her shell a bit.
Yeah.
And like you say, like the character development and growth that was going on was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I like as well when you were saying about like different film references and like comedy references, but a part of it, like you will get this, so this isn't a spoiler, but like some of it reminded me of Cabin in the Woods when they talk
Yes.
about like who potentially is going to be coming into their fort basically.
Yeah.
But that I felt like that was a huge Cabin in the Woods reference, and like you can tell, like I know I say this a lot with some directors, but like you can tell that they and the writers like are huge horror fans, comedy fans, and they just kind of wanted to make this kind of, it was like a love letter to like horror comedy really.
But it even says like in that description, an onslaught of monsters from hell. But it was again, they were, because they're a, again, like we're making it maybe some spoilers. The two main people obviously didn't know this is what they were signing up for. Other people were more aware, so they were more prepared. So again, it was really funny seeing the like the lore behind horror, and like, oh well, this is how you deal with that, and that's how you do. And it was really funny because you were like, well, I know the answer, but how does it work in this situation? How does it work if one person hasn't got a clue what's going on and didn't believe it until 3 seconds ago? Which
It's
I
chaos.
just think was so funny. They kept telling him and he just didn't believe them, and I loved that because I was like, why would you? And I love as well when they're like, this is where the HOA cost is so high, and I was like, surely this is why it should be so low.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense why it's so high. Like,
No.
why would anyone want to live there?
So it's just because we have to keep rebuilding. I'm like, no, that's not a good reason. Like,
No, it's a terrible reason. Like, none of it makes any sense, but you can kind of,
best way.
yeah, in the best way. Like, you can forgive a lot of it because it is just like a fun film.
I also love as well, like Mr. Scruff. Again, what a name.
Iconic.
Although when they kept saying, is Mr. Scruff here yet? I legit thought a werewolf was going to turn up. And I was like, is this just like they've named him something friendly and then this giant thing's going to come out? Like, again, I just didn't know what to expect at any point with this film. You just didn't know what was coming next and what they were going to have to handle. And I kind of loved that.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. Everything was quite, it was all quite unpredictable, and you were surprised, I think, throughout, which was really fun.
I'd love to know if anyone did see this at FrightFest, because unfortunately we missed it. But I just feel like this would have been so fun in the cinema, especially as you say, with him on his shoulders. I feel like that would have just a comedy sequence. Brilliantly done. You're right.
Yeah, sorry, I just sneezed. Just had to mute myself. Just sneezing. It's all the excitement, Al. It's all the excitement.
I mean, it's valid.
It's valid. Um, yeah, I think, I completely agree with you. We were really gutted that we weren't able to see this that weekend. Because that I feel like that definitely would have been one of the films that would have been so much fun. In a big screen. But yeah, if any of you went to see it, like please let us know because it'd be really cool to know what the vibe was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm going to ask you, we don't normally ask this for FrightFest films. I'm going to ask you, do you think you'd survive the night? Do you think you would survive Hold the Fort?
Oh God, I don't know because like that last scene, that's kind of, that's kind of creepy,
Also,
So
if you say yes, like if you say no, you can't, or yes, sorry, you can't give a reason why without a spoiler. But I was just curious.
exactly. Probably not.
It's a
You,
tougher one for a horror comedy. I think it's a tougher one to survive than people
right?
probably will give it credit for.
Yeah, it is.
I'd like to say we'd give it, but that's the other problem as well. As we said, like the two like main characters, most typical horrors don't know what's going on at the beginning. So you've also got to survive with no preparation.
Yeah, so that's even harder.
Yeah.
So yeah, all we can say is we'd give it a good go. That's how I feel. That's as far as we can go, to be honest.
Yeah, because
We can give it our best shot.
Even watching this, I was like, wouldn't you go on holiday that week? But I was like, but then your house is ruined. So like, I was like, I suppose you've got to defend. Yeah, it just became.
It's like the purge, isn't it? It's like I would just go on holiday.
You'd have no house to come back to, but I just go on holiday. I mean, that is the most expensive time of year to travel. Would be the night of the purge, but
it has to be done.
Jesus. What are you giving this? Spookies out of 5.
Spookies out of 5. I am going to give this 4 out of 5 spookies. I thought it was really good. Like I said, I think it was one of the strongest ones that we've seen at FrightFest. And I just really liked it. I thought it was a really well-made film and really fun. The acting, I think, was great. And I love the soundtrack. I thought like the juxtaposition between what was going on in the soundtrack was really fun. I have a lot of time for this film. Yeah, what about you?
I think I originally put 4 as well. It was really awkward because I kept trying to like tweak my scores so we didn't have the exact same, but sometimes the film just deserves it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it 4 as well. As you said, it's really fun. I think it's one of the ones as well I do want to watch again. But well, that's our next question is who would you recommend it to? But for me, this is watch it in a group of friends, pizza party, have a couple of drinks and have a laugh. Yeah. And I think, and again, like I would say this is almost like an intro horror because you don't have to be I think for like horror fans, it's amazing because there's all the references and everything to like look out for. And I think that's, really cool. But I think if you're new to horror, you still get it. Yeah. Like it's still fun. It's not horrifying. And I think it's like a nice lighthearted one.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think, completely agree. I think it could be a good starter horror, but at the same time, if you're an old school horror fan, then you'll just like it just as much. So I think it kind of is for everyone, really.
Sharing the love.
Do
we have any other questions? I feel like we're missing one.
I don't think so. No, we've got our spookies. And who would we recommend it to? I guess the only thing to say is that when we have release dates and things, we'll obviously put them on our socials. We will make sure to tag any relevant people to the film as well, so they can let you know when things are to be released. But I really think you guys should give this one a try. However far you've got into your horror journey, I think that you'll really like it. So give it a watch.
All right, enjoy.
Enjoy.